So if you see me looking up to the side, that's me just checking at the agenda. So we will go ahead and get started. It is November 5th. Cannot believe it is November. I cannot believe we saw some white stuff flying around the other day. So I am sure we will get plenty of that in the months to come. So I've seen winter coats and gloves and all of it this week. So also somebody told me we're going to be maybe in the 60s next week. So it is Michigan. We will take it. So diving into the agenda here, just starting with some activity event stuff. I just wanted to draw people's attention to the back of the activity calendar. I don't do it every month, but if there are different reminders or things I want to make sure folks are aware about, I will just do some additional items on the back of your big activity calendar. So that is in the PDF form that was emailed out to you, as well as on the back of your large activities calendar. We were recognizing, of course, the veterans on there, and it did just have a number of reminders and the fitness links and hopefully helpful things for you on the back. So always be sure to flip that over to see if there is one for the month. And I have been trying to do that now and then, of course, when there's important things to cover. So make sure you're checking those out. And the second, which was on one of the reminders on the back of the calendar, I just wanted to mention game nights. I had some folks kind of inquiring, do we have to play games? Really the idea, the goal of game night is to bring folks together and is to provide you with some socialization opportunities. So if you are not interested in playing any games at game nights, that's totally fine. You can feel free to come and just visit with your neighbors. The most important part about it, if you're not playing games, is just to make sure that you are still signing up, because that's what we are going by in order to get the food. So by all means, come on and visit. You do not have to be a gamer to attend. And so just wanted to put that out there and remind everyone, as long as you sign up, I don't care what you're doing when you're there. So we just want it to be fun for you all. So did just want to make sure to point that out too. Our third point is a recent change. So this month, Shar and Pat Winton and our hymn singing crew will be back in action in November. So it has been tough for folks to be without that. Very much enjoyed activity the past couple months. I know it is a challenge with our current mask guidelines, but the group is eager to go ahead and have him sing this month, regardless of that mask rule. So that will go on. However, we had the tentative date on the calendar of November 18th. The group has decided to move it to a less busy day, and we are going to have him sing on November 19th. So that is a Friday. It's the day after what it is advertised on the calendar. So just be aware of that. We hope you can still make it, and we hope that it's a little bit less busy of a day for those of you that attend many things that day. So November 19th, the show will go on. We will have him sing on November 19th. And thank you to our folks out there that are persisting to have that for our residents that so much enjoy that. I have been asked about potlucks recently. In our traditional way of doing things here at the Cedars, potlucks were a enjoyed activity that many people would sign up for and attend. And so we would host them here in the clubhouse. The main ones would be kind of around holidays. So it would be typically days that dining isn't open, a day that offices are closed. So around a holiday, I believe they would do one for, sometimes it would fall on Christmas Eve or the day after, a New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. Memorial Day, Labor Day. So these kind of resident ran potlucks used to be a very popular activity here at the Cedars. Of course, now we haven't done them in over 18 months at this point. So the question was brought up to me. I am fully supportive of potlucks if that is something that residents want to head up and do again. So just wanted to put that out there. You know, it is allowed. There's nothing right now that would prevent anyone having a group in here and doing that. The thing with the potlucks for us is that there was always a resident kind of leader. So someone that maybe volunteered to go and pick up the ice. Somebody helped with a sign up sheet and making sure that folks were signing up for different categories of food and all of that. So there is resident assistance that is needed for that kind of thing. I wanted to bring it up now in case anyone was looking ahead to December and thinking about doing that around holiday time, as Cedars would traditionally provide the meat or the main kind of entree, I guess, for a potluck, such as fried chicken or sub, something like that, as well as the pop. So I bring it up now because sometimes it is difficult to get the amount of food that we need for things like that. So if residents are interested in doing that around the holidays, we would certainly want to know that sooner rather than later so that we could place an order for some food to make sure you all have what you need if that is the case. So just throwing that out there. If anyone is interested, I'd be happy to work with them if it was something they hadn't done in the past. And I know many folks out there are familiar with it and can probably remember how that works. So just let me know. A couple other things going on in November here. We have had a wonderful turnout for our trip that is planned for Monday. So just firming things up behind the scenes here, reminding the wave to be here, making sure we have all of our food figured out. So if you are attending that trip, you did receive an email from Jackie yesterday that is asking you what you would like to eat. So it is fairly urgent, as again, we need to get that food order placed. So if you do not email us back today, we will be reaching out to folks by telephone to make sure that we have your food order. Aside from folks on the bus, we will fill that bus up, and then we have people driving as well. So we have about 35 people going, which is great. We're so excited, and it is a lot of meals to firm up. So please get back with us when you have a moment today, and if we don't hear from you, we'll reach out via telephone. So we'll have something for you. So that's Monday, and we will look forward to getting back to more stuff like that. So thank you all of you that are coming along. That's great. And then November 17th, a highly requested performer here, Marcia Gale and her helper Dave, who hops on with the harmonica or some little instruments sometimes. They will be back on November 17th. That is a Wednesday. So we will again do kind of this help yourself, beer and wine, and then it will be more sing-along related. So when they were here in the summer, we were outside and everyone was singing along, tapping their feet. So I've encouraged her to do lots of sing-along songs because that seemed like it was a hit. I believe we had some dancers that day. So dancers are welcome, of course. We love to see that. So that's the 17th, starts at 4 o'clock. So come on in. We are hard at work planning December. We are looking forward to some large holiday events that we were not able to do last year. You know, as much as people liked us pushing a cart going door to door to the cottages, we are looking forward to not doing that this year. And we're looking forward to being together with all of you in person this year. So we are hard at work planning some fun December events. If you had any activity related questions, you could pop them in at any time to the Q&A. I'm just checking in on our attendees here because we did have a few people come on in. I apologize if I miss you as an attendee. on the minutes, but I'm glad you're here. I think I've gotten everyone. So I will just go on down to some dining reminders. And I'll do kind of a high level kind of reminder thing for you, since we do have a update meeting on November 18th. So that I believe falls at 2:30, and that's that busy day that we moved Hymn Sing off of. So that's November 18th, 2:30. I do not know who is going to be where at the moment. So I don't know if we are Zooming or if we are in person, but we are meeting no matter what on the 18th, and we will look forward to sharing some exciting updates for you. So stay tuned to see the format of that meeting. November 18th, as I skip down, it is also the Thanksgiving meal day. So we will look forward to doing a large neighborhood Thanksgiving again. Again, something we could not enjoy together last year. So one of those large community events that we are very excited to do. So traditional Thanksgiving meal by our chefs and cooks, and it'll be very much enjoyed with a lot of new faces. So I'll just hop back to be there, the recruitment update. You have seen a lot of people around the Cedars that are new hires, that are still helpers. We still have just helpers from the organization coming in to assist us. As it stands right now, many of you have met Marissa. She is the lead server. So we are really looking forward to her bringing some consistency to the department. She is a full-time team member. She will be here Wednesday through Sunday. So she really is going to be one of our go-to people and a leader in that department for all of the servers. So give her a warm welcome when you see her. She is hard at work, just getting acclimated and trying to learn names. Many of you noticed right away that she does have a lot of customer service experience. You can tell that about her personality and her pace and all of that right off the bat. So we are just thrilled to have Marissa. So you'll be seeing her every day. I am currently working on just a big picture announcement document for you so that you'll be able to put a face to the name. As you know, you'll see some of these folks here two times a week. You'll see them 5 days a week. So it'll be more difficult to get to know everyone since the evening servers aren't there quite as often. So I will tell you, outside of Marissa, we do have, I'm counting them as I look up at my screen right now, we have 6 additional servers. So a lot of you have seen CJ. CJ has been here now a couple of weeks, and the other ones really are just getting up and running as we work to onboard them and get them all set to go. The next few weeks in November is extremely training focused. Training is a challenge when you have an entirely new crew. So between myself and Anne-Marie and Chef Mark, who is still on restrictions, it is our big task, our big goal to get all of these folks trained on tableside service as effectively as we can and as efficiently as we can. So what you'll see when we are open in the dining room the next few weeks is limited service. So when we're open, we're full menu, all of that. For instance, tonight we're open full menu. However, we have had to limit the number of reservations we can allow each night so that we can focus on effectively training these team members. So tonight, just as an example, you'll see myself, Anne-Marie, Marissa, CJ, and then we'll have some additional helpers so that Anne-Marie and I can really spend our time training. We had the experience last week where we were very, very busy when we were open in the dining room, which was great because everyone is just chomping at the bits to get into that dining room, and we love that. However, because we were so busy, what it ended up being was long wait times for all of you who were there. and not meaningful training for those servers. So we want their training to go well. We want them to be able to pick up on what's going on and not have it be too chaotic busy to the point where they can't even pick up and learn and listen and all of that. So the next couple weeks, we just want you to bear with us again, so that we can really make sure these servers are getting to the point where we need them to be. So we thank everyone. We'll be excited to see some of you this evening. Along with that, you'll be seeing a lot of announcements coming from us. That dining update is going to be very well timed in terms of, where's recruitment stand? Where does 5-day-a-week open in-person dining stand? Where does lunch service stand? I will tell you that we plan to open lunch service this month. So we have a date in our mind right now, and the next week will be very telling to see, can we meet that date? So high goal is November. Lunch service will be open in November for in-person service. And towards the end of the month, as it stands right now, we have 5-day-a-week dining in-person service. Again, I have a date that is planned, and the next week will be very telling to see, can we meet these dates? So we are very positive right now, very positive with who we have coming in. Some great kids, some really talented servers, talented kids, as well as a new sous chef. So it's amazing how rumors fly out in the Cedars. Jesse is no longer with the Cedars of Dexter. He is no longer with UMRC in Porter Hills at all. Jesse relocated and was not able to make the drive here to the Cedars. So we truly wish him the best. Jesse got us through a very, very difficult time at the Cedars. We will be forever grateful, and we wish him the best on whatever opportunity is next for him. That being said, we do have a sous chef that we have hired and will be onboarding next week. His name is Tyler. He recently did work at Chelsea Retirement Community. However, he was most recently working at the Common Grill. And so now we are excited to have him hop on the team over at the Cedars. So he has some great experience, and he is really looking forward to working under Chef Mark to continue to grow in that field. So he'll be sous chef. His name is Tyler, and he is starting next week, and we are excited to have him. So I think I've covered the questions coming in. We should be good there. Just the final thing to remind you about are the meal plan alignment. I had this on here last month, and again, as we get closer to that. So some of you on a certain billing cycle now received your November and December dollars. And then in December, some of you that fall into that category will just receive the 1 month of the dining dollars to get us through to January, where everyone starts fresh. Everyone is on the same billing cycle. So I just keep bringing that up to folks to make sure they're aware that that's coming. And again, another change we're excited for, because I think it will eliminate a lot of confusion. So that is all the dining reminders I have. Again, if you had any questions, you could put them in the Q&A. I'd be happy to answer anything offline for you as well. And I will see you in the dining room tonight. So we're looking forward to it. Cruising on down to the sales and marketing update. Pretty quick update. We still, I'm sorry, lost something there. We do not have any large marketing events scheduled right now. So Jackie's goal is really getting to know the wait list. The wait list is pretty big right now. So, from all of her work of our larger events that we have done in the past, and then keeping in contact with those folks and getting them out here when we have something to see, that has led to a huge influx of waitlist deposits, and of course us not having anything available. So really our focus is on our wait list. How can we keep them engaged? We're not doing any large events right now because between dining and, you know, in-person gatherings of folks we don't know as well, we're just a little hesitant. But it's all going well. We do not have anything available. Cottage 27 is reserved, and we plan to have her move in on December 2nd. She does know some folks here from the Cedars. Her name is Cindy. And we're excited to have her join us before the end of the year. So we have a busy month here ahead with getting that cottage ready and welcoming her to the community. Checking in. I think I have a dining related question that I'll hop back up to, and I'm not sure I'm totally understanding it. Is it COVID or training that determines opening? I'm assuming that is referring to the dining room. Is it COVID or training that allows opening the dining room? COVID is not an issue in opening the dining room. We do not have any gathering limits or household limits in terms of how many people we can have. You know, we don't have any guidelines like that. The slow opening of the dining room is truly 100% based on our training abilities, our staffing abilities, and when they will be totally ready on their own. So COVID is not a factor in reopening the dining room as it stands right now. Good question. Okay, that was the sales and marketing update. Not much. We have our we always do a little Christmas touch for our wait list and our hot leads, keeping them around, of course, and we are full as of December 2nd when Cindy moves in. That is a huge accomplishment. We have not been at 100% occupancy since I have been here, which is now over 3 years. We have been very close. So if the stars align on December 2nd, we will be 100% full for the first time in really, I do not know how long. So anyone out there, if you know. So we are very excited, and that is a huge accomplishment for Jackie, our salesperson, who works extremely hard and obviously does a wonderful job at that. So give her a little kudos. She's very humble, but we are very grateful for all of the work that she puts in. Okay, checking in on the questions. We are all set right now. I will go on down to the director's update. Just touching on current guidelines, kind of got into it with the dining. There really are not many current guidelines that we have to follow other than our mask requirement. So I will tell you that it's extremely hard for us to police masking. You know, I have people that do not want to wear masks. I have people that are feel very strongly that everyone should wear masks. You know, so we have a little bit of everything. There's times where I talk to someone and I think back 5 minutes later and realize, oh, they weren't wearing a mask. You know, I should have said something, but it's just, we all do our best. And it's personal responsibility of our residents, of our team members, our visitors, our vendors. This is our rule. You are supposed to follow it here in the clubhouse. We don't know, we don't care what you do in your cottage, what you do when you go out to the grocery store, but in the clubhouse, does not matter where you are, does not matter if the door is shut, you are supposed to be wearing your mask. Am I going to run around and police every single person? No, because I quite frankly do not have time. And nobody here does. So it is everyone's responsibility to follow those guidelines. I say something when I can, when I think of it, honestly, but it's very easy to realize later, oh, wow, that person wasn't wearing a mask, or, oh, I think I still have my mask pulled down when they walked up to my office. So it's just a general understanding that we are truly all doing our best. And I appreciate both sides of that. I really do. Of course, when you go into the dining room, and you are waiting to eat, you start your drinking and eating, masks come off. So, that is still a factor for folks in returning to the dining room. I know many people that are still saying that they will not come to the dining room because there are things about it that make them uncomfortable. So it's all a factor. Be respectful to one another, be kind to one another, and follow these guidelines to the best of your ability. And we appreciate it because I'm not mask police. That's not a fun job. Additionally, something that has come out in the past 24 hours that I will say I know almost nothing about at the moment are the recently released guidelines from OSHA that are related to vaccine mandates. So I have a meeting today with our operations group to discuss how that affects us at our communities, at our business lines within UMRC and Porter Hills. So I don't have info at the very moment. Some of those guidelines will look different for our areas in the organization that are care level based, our skilled settings, our assisted living settings, and then of course us over here. So there's OSHA guidelines and there's guidelines that are, it sounds like, similar to the skilled settings, the care settings. So that will be coming ahead, and you will see some information coming out about that. And I will be learning more today as to how that affects us. Veterans Day, just wanted to recognize our veterans, of course. And let you all know we are setting up the photo display, the memorabilia display, which we love to see annually of our veterans. So we'll be setting that up probably Monday. Jackie will be getting that set up. And then we did find our little digital picture sign. You'll notice it by the sign up book, which we used to have out all the time, and we will bring that back. But right now, the loop that is on the slideshow is the photo slideshow that was used last year for our Veterans Day Zoom presentation. So as you're there signing up for something, just check it out on your way through because it's neat to see some of the pictures there as well. And we will enjoy a Veterans Day brunch for our veterans on November 11th, next week already. So thank you, veterans. We appreciate you and any of you that also have family members out there. I know some of you have grandsons and granddaughters, daughters, sons, a lot of people that are serving in our armed forces. So we thank everybody. Kind of looking ahead a little bit, just wanted to touch on Faith in Action shopping. So I need to get in a new sign up sheet for the Faith in Action shoppers. I believe we only have one date this month, which is November 10th, next Wednesday. However, I believe our next date would typically fall on the day before Thanksgiving, which I believe they are closed. So we might add an additional shopping day to November 17th. So if you're one of our shoppers out there, just check out the sign up book a little bit later today because I will most likely add another day. I believe we are all set on November 10th. We have a shopper. So I'll go ahead and put in the December and the additional November dates in there. Aside from that, with Faith in Action, we annually adopt a family. We sponsor a family through Faith in Action for Christmas to allow them to have a really special holiday. So essentially, we're assigned a family or multiple families, depending on the size. I am told they have a very large family that needs to be sponsored. So I said, we will start with that. And what they do is they actually give us the ages and gender of every family member, as well as specific items that they want. So we did it last year, if some of you remember, and it's different than what we did in the fall for the backpacks, because those are kind of general items, but for the Christmas family, it is specific items and sizes and clothes and all kinds of things. So it's pretty neat going to shop for somebody you don't know, but you get an idea of what they like and don't like. So it's always fun. So just be on the lookout for that. I'll put out an official announcement once we have that full information for you. That was it for my updates. I didn't have a lot right now, but I'm checking in on our questions here. Got that one. One question about bulk orders for dining. I'll let them address that at the dining update. I am not sure of that answer. I'll make sure I inquire. Other than that, we'll get to that on the maintenance. Okay. Moving right along to the maintenance update. And a lot of these are hung on from the last month too. So the carbon monoxide detector replacements, that will be happening. And there's additionally at least one other item that will be replaced at the same time when our people come in to do your carbon monoxide detector. So and we'll actually be using our one of our main vendors to get those all installed within a 2-day-ish period. You know, if we have Jim and John do it, it does take a little bit longer since they're so busy from multiple projects. So we are going to have some assistance in installing those things. That will happen as soon as we receive the product. So what we run into for many different areas right now is we place an order and then we wait. So we're not anticipating too long of a wait for the carbon monoxide detectors and those things. But what has been a wait are the water softeners. So the water softeners were ordered, I believe, a month ago at this point. I believe when we last met, we had just ordered them. So we have 2 different sizes of water softeners here at the Cedars. Not everyone out there has a water softener in their utility closet in their laundry room. There is only 1 per block of cottages. So meaning if you are connected to, there's 2 cottages total or 3 cottages total. That's what I refer to as a block. So only one of you have the water softener. So those are all being replaced. As many of you know, there's been some really frustrating water pressure issues going on, and that is what we have found as the root cause. So some of you have been contacted or will be contacted because next week, the company that will be doing the installation is coming out here to just check out those units, make sure we have our ducks in a row and that the installation will go smoothly. So some of you will be contacted because they will be coming in to do that. And then some of you have been contacted as well because we are actually giving some folks a temporary replacement until the new one can come. So the small water softeners will be here very soon. The large water softeners have a much longer wait time. So those are some folks that are getting a temporary fix, we're calling it. But so a lot of folks will soon have some immediate relief on that topic. And that has been a frustrating one for all of us. So we really appreciate everyone's patience out there. We are excited to have that resolved. Jim and John, something that they have been doing cottage to cottage is the water heater flushing and humidifier pad replacement. So he did tell us about that a little bit last month. And that's something they're still working on right now. And then some exterior grounds work that they are working on throughout this fall as well. That just kind of piggybacks on another question of, are the mowers coming back? So between the mowers, which is AK Lawn, as well as Green Magic Growers, the landscaping, those 2 teams work together to do our leaf removal too. So in November, that's what you will see them doing, is getting all the leaves out of here. All of you know that we have tons of leaves ready to be taken away. So yes, you will see both of those times, both of those companies here multiple times again before, I won't say before, but in November. We don't know if there will be snow, who knows. Something that I forgot to put on this agenda, but I'll make sure is reflected in the minutes as well, is snow removal. So we always do kind of a general reminder, hey, the snow is coming. The company that is coming this year is a new snow removal company. We were very happy with our previous snow removal company, L&J, who has been working with us for a number of years. They too are experiencing the challenges that everyone else in the United States is experiencing with a staffing shortage. They are not able to do the snow removal at our community. So we will have a new snow removal company coming in. We anticipate a learning curve, as there always is with something like this. But what is always known to our residents is that the road is the top priority, the road and the clubhouse driveway, as well as the sidewalks around the clubhouse. That's absolute top priority. So you can get from point A to point B, get in and out of the clubhouse safely. And then of course they do the driveways, they do the porches, they do the salting, they do all of that. We are using a calcium chloride salt on our sidewalks this year. It is a more expensive product, but it is also one that will not harm our grass quite as much. So we'll see. We have high hopes this year that we will not get as much grass damage. The biggest change and impact to some of you out there, I think it's minimal. This company will not be shoveling the back patios at your cottages. So that is a change. We were very, very spoiled from the previous company that did do that. But even thinking of this company's staffing level, that is just something that they cannot commit to. They did not want to commit to something that they knew they were not able to do. So that will be the one change. Otherwise, we are confident that this will be, the same quality job that we are used to receiving here at the Cedars, and we'll be watching closely as well. I kind of threw that one in there because I forgot it on the agenda, but I'll add it on our minutes. I did just want to say a big thank you to our residents out there as well, because our cement work was completed this week. We had to block off the entrances of the clubhouse. So thank you so much for dealing with that. And it was worth it to make sure that those areas are safe for you to walk on. But yes, certainly an inconvenience. And we were happy that they could get in and out of here that quickly too. So any other maintenance related questions, you could get them in there in the Q&A right now. I am trying to catch up. If there's any questions, did cover that. Are guests allowed in the dining room? Question out there. Yes, guests are allowed. There's nothing preventing guests that come, but kind of back to what we're doing right now with more limited opening is that there's just less space. So less openings, I'll say. So we haven't had a lot of people bringing guests, but they are welcome, and just make your reservations early is all I can say, because with our training, we are not at our maximum capacity that we will soon be at. So that's the only thing. It's just that we fill up faster. Okay. I do not have the answer to that question that I received. I will reach out to you to make sure you get an answer. Okay, and anything at all, any topic at all, if you want to pop into the Q&A, you could feel free. Actually, on the other section, in terms of a CRT update from Paul and Connie, there really isn't one. We were knocking on wood yesterday. All of our folks are home. No one is off site temporarily or anything right now. Everybody's home. Doing well, and we are knocking on wood that it stays that way. So with the CRT, no news is good news. And I am not seeing any questions out there. I'm going to pop in. We have 24 households, it looks like. So I'm just going to make sure I have all the attendees out there. Thank you, everyone, for attending at home. We will at some point be in person again, of course. We did some in person, and honestly, with the mask, it's, again, it goes back to policing. I'm having a hard time gathering people together in situations where people are supposed to be masking and they're not masking, and it is frustrating to have to police that. So at this time, this is a nice format. It works for us. I can share the screen, which is nice. I'm looking at I'm just popping in here to the questions. Good question out there that I do not know the answer to, and I'm not sure if you're referring to the clubhouse or your home. With the door to the patio being an emergency exit, will Cedars maintenance do the clearing? I will follow up with you to see exactly what you are meaning. Guess allowed, we got that. Okay, anything for the Q&A? I think we are all caught up out there, folks. I am here all day. If you think of any other questions that come to your mind, I'll be in the dining room this evening. I'll say in the dining room, it is difficult to answer all kinds of questions. We are very focused on training. So I urge you, if you have a question for me, don't save it for when I am waiting on you at the table. I will be focused on dining and I don't want to rush any answers for you. So I am here all day. If you have any questions for me, we have covered my whole list, and checking back in one more time at the Q&A, we are all caught up. So thank you out there for attending. We will look forward to these fun, exciting November events and our trip on Monday. Be sure to get back with Jackie for your meal choice if that applies to you. And we hope to see you around today and on Monday. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.